So I'm still here with Richard Commey, a former world champion, and he's still gunning to be dominating the IBF featherweight lightweight category. Now, do you think of progressing from the lightweight?
Yeah, most definitely. I think I'm gonna move up in weight, but I still have to look at how I feel. You know, making lightweight, I don't really feel like I don't struggle making it. So I still feel like I need to give myself a little bit more time. Okay. And then when I feel like I'm struggling, then I move up in weight.
Now let's come down again to talk about how your boxing career began. You mentioned earlier, football would have been the thing, but because of the sponsorship and the backing financially, you couldn't progress. You would have been the best left back Ghana ever would have dreamt of. But then kickboxing came the way. You traveled to Japan, it was looking good, and you entered into it. How did the switch come into boxing?
Yeah, I was in the UAE, you know, I was in the United Arab Emirates because I followed my coach. I became number one for the kickboxing coach, you know, the right, and I train people and I train myself. So I was there and I made a couple of friends, Leah Otwe from the UK, and my friend Amo Mole from Maryland, and I trained them. They had their first fight, boxing, amateur fight. I trained them. So they were like,
you being a kickboxer?
That's right, but I trained them to have this white collar boxing.
Okay.
So they were like, come on, Richie, we see you. I mean, we come to the gym, train yourself. We see you spar with, by then, Issa Adda, that's the name. Arab Emirates, their first professional boxer.
Wow.
I sparred him. I always give him a beating, and they were like, Richie, why don't you try boxing? Because we see you spar these guys, and you always giving them problems. But yeah, you're not a boxer. Now, we for boxing will take you to places more than kickboxing. So why don't you try it? And I said, well, don't worry, I'll give it a try. And then I was then in Don King's personal secretary.
Okay.
Some time ago, he's called, what's his name? I forgot his name. He came to me and said, well, you want to take me to the US to do boxing because you see I can be a very good. I said, well, you go and speak to my kickboxing trainer. Whatever he says, it's fine.
Wow, that's some loyalty there.
That's right. And I'm a pretty loyal guy, you know. And he went in and the coach said, well, don't worry, we got plan.
Okay.
Then, leaving the UAE, because these people were telling me, now, this is it. So I feel like, well, if these people are always telling me this, why they can't, and maybe this is what God really want me to do. So, let me give it a try. So I told them, okay, finally I'm coming to Ghana. And you know, my friend, the people that I train in, they organized a party for me, and you know, they surprised me with a lot of boxing equipment because I told them I'm coming to start boxing.
Wow.
You know, I came back to Ghana fully prepared. I brought my own staff, my own training gears, punching bag and all that. Because we've got a connection with Carloco, I play football for his son.
Yeah.
I came into look, I want to start boxing. So I want to train with you. Because I know he's into boxing.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. So you already had the dream of boxing before you came to him.
That's right. So after my boxing career is a calling from God. So like this is what God gave me.
Yeah.
So I came to Ghana and started. I know, when God gave you a word, He definitely give you someone to help you. I came to Ghana 2009 in October. I started boxing 2010. The same year, Michael Amubidia came to Ghana and met me.
You were over 20.
Right, 23. So that tells you that this is what God really want me to do. He came to the gym, he saw me, and he was like, man, I love this boy. I want to work with him. So he took a look and tell me that this is what he feels. This is what he wants to do. And I told him, well, I don't mind you managing me, but if you really want to get me to the very last level, because my ambition is to be a world champion. So if you want to lead me there, I have no problem working with you.
That's so much ambition for a young guy to get, and the fact that you started at age 20, now at 23, do you think if you had started much earlier, you'd have had numerous world titles by now?
Yeah, most definitely, but you know what, God makes no mistakes.
So this is the right time. Time is seasons for everyone. That reminds me of this youngster who has popped up all over the internet currently, recently, Prince Larry.
Yeah, I mean, all the world champions.
7 years old.
All the world champions that you know across the world, Andre Bruner, Floyd Mayweather, name them, Easter Gino and all that. They start from a very young age. Oscar De La Hoya, the same age. When you read that book, American Son. I mean, Oscar was following his brother to the gym, and a lot of people always say, Oscar is a martial art. No, Oscar never do any martial art. Oscar started off boxer. Because, you know, when he started, his father didn't really want him to go to the gym. So he always follows his brother.
Okay.
And then he turned out to be Oscar rather, fell in love with boxing. And then they said, okay, come back to Labi. They said it down most boxers, most champions in the world. Started. You know, I'm praying that his father really don't let this get into his head because after, you know, you always have to protect talent.
Yeah.
You don't want to expose it too much.
Okay.
And you know, I'm scared, and I'm saying this as an advice so that the father will take it and really, really protect his boy.
Okay.
It's not everywhere you gotta expose your boy. He's young, 7 years old.
Coming.
Sometimes you gotta let him have his life. Let him live as a younger boy,
Okay.
and let him grow into it. Don't really push him because when you do that, he might get to a point where he might grow and get to some maybe like, wow, I don't want to do boxing. Because boxing, sometimes it's one thing, you keep doing it, and you're gonna do it for years.
Okay.
So sometimes, after some time, you didn't really have to expose his son so much. Let him stay. If the son really feels like, oh, Dad, I want to do it, then let him do it. But if he doesn't really want to do anything, just let him enjoy
So
it.
it shouldn't be imposed on him.
That's right.
So that he doesn't get fed up at a point and then let it go.
That's
Then we
right.
might miss that talent that is exhibiting.
Remember, one typical example, Saddam has got one son, like before, what's his name? He's got one very fair caliber. When that boy was later, he was very, very good. Everyone thought he's gonna be something in the near future. But what happened? Guess what? When you see him boxing, you'll be like, "Boy, is that really you?" You know what I mean? So that is a typical example. And I think the father of Prince Labi knows that, and he knows the boy I'm talking about pretty well.
Okay.
So that should also be an advice for him. But other than that, if the father would have protect him and give him the right guidance and not take him everywhere, anywhere, just like that, the boy can become something.
So that people don't disclose or uncover that skill he's got and his
right.
style.
That's right.
So when he comes surprised
That's
and
it.
he's beating people all over the place.
That's it.
Well, big advice there to the Labi family. Make sure you protect your prince and get him into the right zoom so he conquers the world as Richard is predicting. Now, let's talk about how you just progressed. You all of a sudden, from age 23, you're just climbing, you're exposed from the local champion, you climbed up all the way to the world title.
Yeah, you know, the challenge I had was when I said I want to do boxing. A lot of people some people that I met, they were doing amateurs, I would still find amateur with, you know. I mean, some of them were like, "Oh, you think this is not kickboxing?" So I said to myself, "Look, man, I'm gonna show these people, but they don't know who am I. I won't let them change, or I won't let their words get over me." So the motivation I got is like they think, "Oh, you can't do it." Then, you know, I've got that in me, and I believe in God. I always pray, and I can beat my chest. Never once in my life ever gone to anyone to pray for me in terms of the other side, because they believe when you are a sportsman and you suddenly make it, they think there are some force backing. The only force that is backing is God through Jesus Christ, and that's it. And I'm gonna say it and say it again.
Okay.
And this advice I've given to the up and coming boys, they think when someone makes it and makes them that, definitely something is beyond that person. The only thing that is beyond me is God, and that's it.
So if you're going into a big fight, what do?
I just pray fast sometimes.
For how long? Fasting?
Yeah, 6 to 6 for maybe a week or so.
Okay.
I started it very early in camp, and then getting to the later part in camp, I did about 3 days fasting.
Okay.
You know, just to, the time is where God should, lead me the way.
Wow.
It's
Spiritual man.
That's why. You know what I mean? This is it. Because the thing is, it's two things. If you want to follow God, you got to follow God. That's it. If you want to go to the other side, just go there. Make sure you know what I mean?
Okay.
And I believe, I just want to use my side of the story just to encourage people that you can make it without not going through any other ways.
Okay.
Just believe in God, pray to God, and everyone has got some people that prays for them, I mean, if you go to church, you can see your pastor and let them intervene for you, and so be it. You can do it. If you believe in, definitely.
Do you love music that much? Because when I got to the gym this morning, you were training and there was some music in the background. There was this pop of gospel you were so into. You said you love that song so much.
Yeah, I got, when you have Jesus, you got everything. It's more than everything, I got everything more than good, more than life, more than riches. And as far as I have God and I have life, that's enough.
What's the title of that song you're playing?
More than good.
More than gold.
Good. That's it.
The artist?
I've forgotten it.
But you know some of the lines?
Yeah, I know some of the lyrics.
Can you sing it for me? Because I was...
I've got a very bad voice though.
No, sing it out. It's about getting the lyrics. That would be an inspiration to someone watching you right now.
If all I got is Jesus, I got something more than good. That's it. That's the line I can sing. If all you got is Jesus, you got something more than good.
Aside gospel, what other songs?
I love to pack. I love the kind of song that motivates.
Okay.
Because I'm the kind of person I love to motivate people. Regardless of what, whatever situation you are in, I mean, that situation doesn't really last for long. And, out of that situation, you get your breakthrough. So I always feel like, I believe that the only thing that makes me feel I'm alive is pain. Okay. I love pain.
Okay.
Because it tells me that I'm alive and it tells me that there's something more ahead of me to achieve. Because maybe something caused me that pain. So I believe if I achieve more, then that thing that caused me pain will be there.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Good philosophy and thinking there. So I'm sure some people will pick some good things from
so.
Now, are you married?
Yeah, I am.
How many kids?
No, I don't have kids.
What are you waiting for?
The right time.
You want to be an old man and be holding babies in your arm? Or...
You know what? I've been through a lot and I didn't want my children, my future children, to go through whatever I've been through. So I didn't really want to rush into it. I just want to take my time, make my money, establish all that stuff, and then let them enjoy. Because I didn't want my children to go through what I went through.
Okay.
That's a fact.
Would you want your children to go into boxing?
Yeah, most definitely. If I see the enthusiasm is there, the hard work is there, the qualities that I've got, that I'm doing, but if I see some, because actually I really want to have a lot of children though, and definitely if one piece of boxing, I'm very good in playing soccer, so definitely my son will be here very, very.
You identify a boxer, a footballer, and all that in your family.
There you go. But in boxing, I only have to be very careful. If they got the hard work, spirit in them, the humbleness, the skillful, and whatever it is that it takes to be a boxer, then yeah, I will support them. But if they don't have the hard working mentality, that never give up mentality, no way.
Richard Commey's family will be producing lots of sports personalities in the future. Yeah, we are predicting the future right here on the sports show. So it's all going to be happening here very, very soon, in a matter of time. So how many years will be expected maybe the first child coming through? Because you said your time, but I know you're an ambitious person and you work with plans. So I'm sure you have some plans there.
Maybe once I become, I don't know, man. Maybe it might be a surprise. Or no, you never know. Because as far as I'm human being, I do that stuff. So definitely, you never know what might happen.
You mentioned that you like inspirational, motivational songs.
I love Tupac.
Okay, Tupac.
I love changes, dear mama. Because Tupac, some of what he spoke about these songs came to pass.
Okay, yeah. How about the local artists, like the Ghanaians?
Any song. I love Shatawale. I love Sarkodie, I love Stoneboy, but no all their songs that I love. The one that motivates me, I love it.
Comparing the two, Shatawale and Stoneboy, which of them songs motivates the most?
Bafira from who?
Bafira. Stoneboy, yeah.
Sarkodie, I love that song. And Shatawale, Taking Over.
Yeah.
I love that song. Okay, So I mean, yeah.
You're a music person. Wow. Now, if you know,
I love Tiny also. Tiny, Mameli, Angelina, and all that. I mean, Tiny is a girl. It's a girl. It flows.
It flows in that regard in terms of you're relating to them and all
That's
that.
Right.
Now, if you're not boxing, maybe you had a fight recently and you're off and you're back home. You say you chill and all that, but you don't go out, you don't party and all that. So how do you do the chilling?
Playing soccer with my people. It's one of, it's more relaxing, playing soccer, enjoying yourself. And, I mean, it's a kind of a training as well, because always keeping fit, and that's enough for me.
Do you like watching movies?
Yeah.
What kind of movies?
Adventure, action movies. I'm a Jet Li guy, so I love Jet Li. But Chinese movies and a bit of English adventure movies.
So you don't like the romantic ones?
I love B.
Because at least you You need a romantic bit as well.
That side of me as always, I want that side to be always say private, because
You want to show the hard side of you. When you're romantic, it makes you a bit weak.
That's right.
Well, I'm learning that today. So
I'm very like a soft person.
Okay.
So sometimes I didn't really want to,
expose it too much.
That's right.
That's interesting. At least it's a good thing to learn from. But after boxing, when you're done, and you just mentioned you have a plan to go with. If you're done with boxing, what do you intend to do? You want to coach, boxing coach, or you want to?
Actually, I'm working with Michael Amubidiak, Streetwise Foundation, Street Management. And I'm the scout, and I'm ambassador for our foundation. So, I've got a lot already. Once boxing is done, or once I'm done with boxing, I've got a lot. Obviously, I want to help and change the way we see boxing in Ghana. Actually, when I turned pro, that's what I said to myself. People have to really look at boxing, not like a street boys 10. Boxing is a business on its own. Just like before, people thought soccer has always been for street guys, and it came to a point that it changes. The same thing now. The European, Americans, they know boxing is business. Now, level of the African to see it as a business side of something than to see that a street guy that does boxing. I mean, Ghana is very rich in terms of talent, but you need the right people that will always, set the ball rolling for them. Then if they follow, we become great.
Great words there from Richard Commey there. He's a great guy, and you've heard it all. It's been very interesting chatting with him here. I'm sure you're going to have some last words for Ghanaians, the young ones coming up, and government as well. Something, just tell them something.
Well, first off, I'm King ni takicha Tekochu the second. And Majo wa ke ani bi papa no ta no fian wolenche wo ga me fe ke wo Ghana state agbenele mu mi gba nyi me ga me fe fa ageshi ege COVID-19 ne ege coronavirus ne ni e break war. I think ejinogo ni ya no mi gba fa ageshi keji wo ba ya ma mi wonye no smart am be ni wonye yen lo akufo ado ke nege wolenche wo minister awie agbena wo use hand sanitizer kechumo wo de keji water no ko keji wo na no ke samla ni o ni ba fo wo de mi pa fai ne ke ila na isure nta oni wo se ke be ni no fe no ba fe e ba down fi oni ya no ni be ni ma nu aba ke o mo ko ni le fi onu wa ne ke ila na ba chale ke ti ba do mi wa wo mi pa fai ni ani wo fe mi ni wo fe bia na wo life e wo le nche wo ni ayu shi bo mu sa ke wo fe mi ni wo protect wo if you go ni no na ke when you follow you are don't when no get you onye mega ke ga me fe
wo wala don oda wo shi ake okay wo ekpe lebineni o ha o time ni ko fe na ka interview wo ke wo wala don.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Your dreams can come true at Lakeside Estate with 24-hour security, a police station, and a serene environment. Lakeside Estate gives you the house of your dreams as well as absolute peace of mind. Make the move today. Move to Lakeside Estate.